I don't think it was really ever on the radar for us to move out of Denton. This community of artists, it's just a very edifying and encouraging one. We promote one another and collaborate with one another.
It's kind of so amazing how you love a town when we would be traveling to these really cool exotic places and having a great time. And I always remember landing in DFW and seeing flat, hot, dry land and strip malls for like 30 miles till you get to Denton. And it always kind of felt amazing. And then we would roll into Denton and I felt like the biggest sigh of like, we're home. Like this town has felt like that for me for a very long time.
I'm Eric Pulido.
And I'm McKenzie Smith, and we are musicians and business owners in Denton, Texas. Eric and I met in high school, 16, 17 years old, playing in church, and formed a bond and a friendship that has lasted now, how many years? How old are we? Old.
Too many.
Yeah. Obviously that every choice you make leads to a different thing. I'm just very fortunate that I ended up in Denton because after going through the jazz program and being involved with the school, my love for rock and roll and stuff like that, I started migrating away from being strictly into the jazz focus, and that's where we started forming the band, and that's how the band got started. My life would have panned out very, very differently hadn't I moved to Denton.
As would mine.
It's a bit of combination of being prepared and then luck happening at the same time. When those two things collide is when you get your break, and that fortunately happened for us. We were very prepared because we worked very hard and we practiced a ton and we really cared about what we were doing. And but we spent the first several years of our band getting rejected left and right. We couldn't get any gigs anywhere and nobody liked us and we weren't cool. And eventually at some point we figured out how to make enough things sound cool enough to be noticed as a band. And I remember it was my 25th birthday at South by Southwest that we got the news that we had a record deal. So it was like, a moment that you dream of when you're a kid.
Caused us to quit our day job.
And we spent the next 10 or 11 years traveling back and forth and going around the world being in a band, and it's quite a whirlwind, but incredible experience. The band really kind of has been around for about 16 years solid. In that time, we've released 4 full-length records and an EP. But the best thing about Midlake is that during the course of our band growing and developing and touring and traveling, you get to meet lots of people along the way and develop relationships, musical business relationships, all those kinds of things. And people hear of your band, it's kind of like a resume. And through that, I've just been I've been fortunate enough to have been asked by lots of different people to work with them.
We met Jason Lee in 2004. He was a fan of our label head, Simon Raymond's band, the Cocteau Twins, and Simon Raymond would send him albums that he was putting out. He put out our first record, so he gave it to Jason, and Jason fell in love with it and came to South by Southwest where we were playing that year and was like the biggest fan to us. And we're thinking, wait, we're supposed to be geeking out over you, and we were. So Jason and I teamed up with a group that had done some other restaurants to do Barley and Board, and it was a cool opportunity for us because we love design. And we stripped the walls and started a whole new concept in there that we really thought was absent from our town, and that it would be something that would be a little bit newer that folks could enjoy. And it has a brewery aspect to it because it has a microbrewery there where we brew our own beer. And it has a great, what we call a new American cuisine, where we have great charcuterie boards and different dishes all the way from burgers to steak that folks could enjoy there on the square proper.
In 2012, my studio partner and bandmate Joey McClellan and I opened up Redwood Studios, which was our hub to record and produce and mix. We obviously wanted to tap into local talent, but our bigger arching goal was to get talent from around the world. And we've been fortunate enough so far to actually have several people from all over the place come to Denton to be here specifically to work with us. And it's really exciting for me to be able to bring artists and musicians to this town and to show them that we have, a really vibrant music scene here. They're great, it's a great community and a great vibe and a great town, but it's not the hecticness of New York or LA or somewhere. And so that's kind of a big goal of ours here, is to create this little haven here, and then show them once they're here, say, hey, here are all the places you have to go eat, drink, shop, whatever, etc. That's kind of what our hope is.
When you're in the studio and you're kind of talking shop, it's always fun to think, man, we could do that, or it'd be great to go here.
And so this idea started formulating, and we all started thinking, a cocktail bar in Denton. And then at first it was a very big, people were looking at us like, you guys are actually crazy to open a cocktail bar in Denton, right? And you can't charge that amount of money for a cocktail. This is absurd. We all kind of jumped on board and got really passionate about it. And, you know, we had, Eric was kind of helped lead the way. And then one of our old bandmates, Tim, who's part owner, you know, with us, he had a great vision for the aesthetics, and we all kind of got on board and went shopping together and went to Dallas and picked out all the lights and the furniture and had a great time. It was really, like I said, a really innocent and pure and naive thing, but I think sometimes that's how good things are created, or just out of naivety. You know, you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I like doing it.
The namesake of the building was the original builder and owner of the business that was there. His name was B.F. Pascal. So as any band will tell you, it's tough to come up with a band name. So it's tough to come up with a business name as well. So that floor we called Pascal Bar because all through the years that building was called whatever it was, the plaza at Pascal Bar.
Terrible, please come by. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, the success of Pascal, I think, surpassed everybody's expectations. I mean, ours especially. Honestly, that's one of the most pure and amazing investments and things that I think I could ever be involved with. I'm still so proud of that, and that's how that bar kind of came to be. The future of Denton is very promising and bright, in my opinion. I want to keep getting involved. I want to do my best to be, you know, the best citizen I can, and I love this town, and I can't wait to see what else comes of it in the next coming years.
You know, I don't really think of myself as shaping this town. In a lot of ways, it has shaped me, and it has inspired me and influenced me to want to do that. I mean, the fact that we're here is because it's not out of duty, it's because we want to be here, we love it. And so I think because we're staying here, I think there's almost just an inherent thing that goes, well, if I have time and energy and an idea, well, let's try to see if it could come to life. And sometimes that manifests itself in a band or a song. Sometimes it's a bar or a restaurant. And if that's shaped Denton in a cool way, then I'm happy to be a part of that.